At the highest level, the 100 meters is decided in fractions and in decisions. This video explores how Brittany Brown and Ashley Henderson used different race strategies to defeat top competition, breaking down the moments where everything changed.
Here's a woman looking forward to going back home to New Zealand where it's almost summertime. Zoe Hobbs.
We wish she brought some of that sunshine here tonight. She's a national record holder and she was a semi-finalist in the Olympics in 2024.
A lot of great collegiate programs turning out a lot of great sprinters from the University of Tennessee. Janelle Sears.
The future of American sprinting, in my eyes. It's her first professional career, and she was a part of the World Championship gold medal relay team. She ran in the heats. Now has that experience under her belt, Paul, that I think she'll build on.
And now Kayla White can be introduced as a world champion, part of the U.S. quartet in the 4x100 meter relay in Tokyo, and she is ready.
What a year.
Chance here.
Sorry, Paul. What a year she has had. And how unique is it to be able to run at the World Championships with all of your teammates on the relay team? I thought that was incredible. And boy, did they deliver in Tokyo.
And how about one of the most consistent sprinters we've seen on the global stage? Now 36 years of age, Marie-Josée Toulouse-Smith.
3 times an African champion, 5 times a finalist in the Olympics, and 3 times a world championship medalist. You talk about consistency and dominance.
And oh, by the way, the defending Athlos champion.
Yes.
That's an accolade.
Major highlight.
And then a woman who took full advantage of last year's event, Brittany Brown. She walked away with a payday.
Oh, yeah. She was first in the 200 and second here, and she's attempting to do both again tonight. But boy, I remember seeing her after the competition last year, and she was one happy woman for having the opportunity to compete here and compete so well. What does she have in store for us tonight?
Yeah, if you like the party you're watching on the screen, don't even want to tell you about the after party. You look at the field of 6 women here. We'll go across again, and Zoe Hobbs, again, one of the top runners in the history of New Zealand and the Oceania region. Sears in the middle of the track. Over in lane 7, Janelle Smith is in 8.
And listen, if you aren't here, you should be here. I mean, the energy, everyone on their feet in this packed out stadium to see what these 6 women will do. It is phenomenal.
Stage on the left, standing room crowd on the right. 100 meters to crown a champion at Athlos. Set. As Kayla White got a good start on the inside in 4. This is very even with Sears now emerging, trying to race with Brittany Brown, and Brown's going to get it at the line as she ran a very great back half of the race, almost broke 11 seconds, and she's celebrating her first 100-meter win at Athlos.
They just rounded it down, Paul, to 10:99. It's freezing cold out here, but she somehow found, the last half of her race looked like what you expect a 200-meter specialist to look like. She is absolutely in shock, and she's already off to a better start than she was last year when she had a phenomenal meet here at Athlos. 100 meters and Athlos. Look at her there, Paul, in the middle of the field. She's 2 from the right. At this point, she is about in second place, and then you just see her find something, dig deep, and get to the front. Although she's leaning back some, she's still able to use her momentum to get in front of Sears.
And does so by 200 of a second. Another look at it again from high above. And Sears had a full step on Brittany Brown, but Brown reels her in. Another American sprinter just brimming with confidence based on how she's done the last couple of major global championships. And here, used this event last year to set the stage for a very good 2025 campaign and starts it up. Does anyone want to tell her she's still scheduled to run the 200?
I think she knows.
And what does it take to win 60 grand?
Wow.
200ths of a second. That's what that looks like on your screen.
And Brittany Brown, she really does a great job of timing her season to run really well towards the end. You know, having a meet this, would it be easy for these athletes to maintain? Well, Brittany Brown is making it look easy. Every time she comes to Athlos, she is really prepared to do something special.
Great for her. Here is Elaine Thompson, won the Jamaican 100 title a couple of weeks ago. She won in Lausanne as well this year with 10.93. She's in wonderful form. Surely a strong favourite here. Ashley Henderson was second in the US Championships, was sixth in the NCAA's over 200. She is strong, this athlete, relatively inexperienced at international level. Bianca Williams, well, Commonwealth bronze medalist back in Glasgow in 2014 at 200. Sixth in the Commonwealth Games last March. Second in the UK Championships over 200. That's a better event. A couple of weeks back. Ambissa Zango of France, Mediterranean Games champion just a couple of weeks ago in Tarragona in Spain. Second in the French Championship. She's a late replacement, by the way, for Carole Zaï of France. Wai Yongli of China, semi-finalist, the world indoors over 60 metres a couple of years back. She's a very quick starter. Watch her in lane 6. Karina Horn, the South African team captain, can she lead by example? Has set a national record this year. At the age of 29, she has gone under 11 seconds for the first time. 10.98 makes her very, very strong indeed. You can tell that from her build. Eva Swoboda of Poland completes the lineup in lane 8 there. Bronze medalist in European indoors last year, semi-finalist in Rio. She's an 11-1 athlete at her best, although she hasn't been down to that this season yet. Well, we talked about how little room there is for error in the sprint hurdles. So technically demanding. Well, so is the 100 in its own way. Those ears straining for the starter's gun. And very little room for error at the start. A full start would result in disqualification. A bad start, well, he virtually give away the race. Kwai of Germany in 1. Elaine Thompson, the Olympic champion from Rio, goes in lane 2. Ashley Henderson of the USA 3. Bianca Williams of Great Britain in 4. Then in lane 5, Ambissa Zango of France. Wai of China 6. Karina Horn there, second away from the camera of South Africa in 7. And Swoboda of Poland in lane 8. Away this time, really good start there from Bianca Williams, but going strongly now is Ashley Henderson. Where is Thompson? Thompson might get beaten here. Henderson's going brilliant. She is going to beat the Olympic champion. Yes, she is on the dip. Very tight for third place. I think it might have been Karina Horn, or was it Bianca Williams of Great Britain? Boy, oh boy, that is an upset. Perhaps one of the biggest upsets of the day so far. Ashley Henderson of the USA takes that one. She was second in the US Championship. She has run 10.96 this year. Thompson 10.93, so on paper they look evenly matched, but I would have put my money on Thompson for that one. I don't know about you, Catherine Merry. 11.07, the official winning time, with 0 wind for Henderson, but there was very little in it. 11.07 to 11.09. She defeats the Olympic champion and maximum points for the USA.
Yeah, world ranking wise, Ashley Henderson sits 1 place below Elaine Thompson, who's the world number 6 this year. But that was a good run by the American. Keep an eye on her. Elaine number 3, she got a good start, as did Williams of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. But what Elaine Thompson has got sometimes and hasn't got at others is that gear change now at 60 metres. She didn't have it here today. She wasn't going to catch Henderson. And again, for me, Elaine Thompson's one of those athletes that she's going to come out and run 10.8, or she's going to come out and just run under 11 seconds. It doesn't sound like a big difference, but that's what wins races and what comes second and third. You remember Elaine Thompson at the World Championships last year, Tim? 10.8 in her semi-finals. Easy as you like. Came to the final and came 5th. That's a big win for the American there, and a good win as well, and good points.
It is. You know what? The USA hadn't won an event all night until about 15 minutes ago. Then they win 2 in a row on the track. The men's 800 through Clayton.
The women's 100 meters across these two races presents a compelling comparison of sprint dynamics, race intelligence, and the fine margins that separate dominance from vulnerability at the elite level. While the Athlos race highlighted controlled execution and late-race superiority through Brittany Brown, the World Cup clash underscored unpredictability, where Ashley Henderson capitalized on a rare lapse from Olympic champion Elaine Thompson. At Athlos, the race unfolded as a technical contest, shaped by restraint and timing, rather than explosive early separation. The start phase was notably even, with no athlete establishing a decisive advantage. Janelle Sears emerged as the early leader, executing a clean and efficient drive phase. Her acceleration pattern was compact and disciplined, allowing her to transition smoothly into upright sprinting while maintaining momentum. Through 30 to 50 meters, she appeared in control, managing her rhythm well despite less than ideal conditions. However, Brittany Brown approached the race with a fundamentally different strategy. Known primarily for her strength in the 200 meters, she avoided overcommitting in the early stages. Instead, she relied on composure and trusted her top-end speed. Between 40 and 60 meters, her race began to transform. Her stride length increased naturally. Her posture remained tall, and, most importantly, she stayed relaxed while others tightened. This phase proved decisive, as her superior mechanics allowed her to surge past the field with controlled acceleration rather than desperation. In contrast, the World Cup race told a different story, one defined by pressure, expectations, and a surprising shift in hierarchy. Elaine Thompson entered as the clear favorite, backed by strong recent performances, including a 10.93 victory in Lausanne and a Jamaican national title. On paper, she possessed the experience and finishing ability to dominate. Yet sprinting rarely follows expectations. From the gun, the race was sharp and aggressive. Athletes like Bianca Williams and Ashley Henderson reacted quickly, immediately putting pressure on Thompson. Henderson, in particular, executed one of the most complete races of her career. Her acceleration phase was efficient, and unlike Thompson on this occasion, she maintained her rhythm into the latter stages. Where Thompson typically finds another gear around 60 meters, that transition never fully materialized. Her stride lacked the usual sharpness, and the anticipated late surge failed to appear. Henderson, by contrast, held her form under pressure. Her composure in the final meters was critical, as she resisted tightening and maintained her mechanics all the way through the line. The result, 11.07 to 11.09, highlighted just how small the margins are, but also how decisive execution can be. It was not simply an upset. It was a demonstration of how precision and confidence can overcome reputation. Comparing these races reveals two different pathways to victory. Brown's win was built on patience and superior top-end speed, a calculated dismantling of the field in the second half. Henderson's triumph, meanwhile, came from maximizing every phase of the race and capitalizing on a momentary vulnerability from a dominant figure. Both races reinforce a central truth of the 100 meters. Success is not dictated solely by raw speed, but by the ability to execute under pressure. Whether through late race excellence or flawless overall structure, the difference between winning and losing often comes down to who can remain composed when it matters most.